Welcome to Asset Television News. Welcome to the news at this hour. I am Emmanuela Akwaya. First, the headlines. Efcc grills former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai. You must go now. Health Ministry order directors. WAEC rolls out new digital certificate checks. Now the news in detail. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Monday grilled the former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai over alleged 422 billion naira fraud perpetrated during his tenure as governor from 2015 to 2023. The African Democratic Congress (ADC) chieftain reportedly honored an invitation by the commission days after his legal team confirmed that he would present himself to investigators. This was sequel to a failed attempt to arrest him at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja on Thursday. A source at the commission confirmed that El-Rufai was being interrogated over corruption allegations leveled against him as governor of Kaduna State. Ubang Akpan, counsel to El-Rufai, had said the EFCC invitation was received while he was overseas. He said there was no basis for the attempted arrest, which infringed upon key constitutional provisions guaranteeing fundamental freedoms. According to reports, there were two groups of protesters that stormed the EFCC headquarters on Monday in connection with grilling and detention of the former governor. Still on crime stories, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Monday arraigned a businessman, his wife and two companies before the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja for an alleged 740 million naira investment fraud. The defendants, Osaboyin Alex Oluwose, Chief Executive Officer of Onome Global Market Resources Limited and Lexicon Multi-Concept Media Limited, alongside his wife, Hope Onome Ogelemo, were docked before Justice Ekerete Akpan on a 7-count amended charge bordering on obtaining by false pretense, conversion of funds and money laundering. Also listed as defendants are Onome Global Market Resources Limited and Lexicon Multi-Concept Media Limited. According to the EFCC, the offences contravene Section 18(2)(b) and 18(2)(d) of the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022 and were punishable under Section 18(3) and 18(4) of the same Act. At the commencement of proceedings, Prosecution Counsel O.S. Ojam informed the court that amended charges had been filed on January 28, 2026 and urged the court to read them to the defendants. One of the courts alleged that Olugbose, between January 2023 and April 2024 in Abuja, took possession of an aggregate sum of 340 million naira paid into his Kuda Microfinance Bank account from an account domiciled in Access Bank PLC, when he reasonably ought to have known that the funds formed part of the proceeds of an unlawful act. Away from EFCC matters now, as we inform you that the Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered an interim administration for Green Energy International Limited and Lake Oil and Gas Investments Limited, following their alleged failure to pay $25.5 million debts. Justice Ambrose Alago also appointed Mr. Chimeze Ihekwezu San as accredited insolvency practitioner as the interim administrator for both companies throughout the interim administration. The judge ordered that Ihekwezu should do all functions of an administrator except distribution of the assets of the respondents. Alago also granted an order directing all banks and financial institutions regulated by the Central Bank of Nigeria to ensure that the accounts of the respondents will be controlled by the administrator or his nominee. He made the orders following an ex parte application filed by HPTP Energy Service Limited seeking restraining, Mareva and injunctive orders against Green Energy and Lake Oil. You must go home now. That is the directive from the Federal Ministry of Health, as it ordered an immediate disengagement of directors who have spent at least 8 years in the directorate cadre with immediate effects. The directors affected include those in the ministry, federal hospitals, agencies, among others. According to a memo on Tuesday morning, federal government directed all ministries, departments and agencies to enforce the 8-year tenure limit for directors and permanent secretaries, following a new deadline set through the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation. The memo announcing the enforcement of the order at the FMOH, signed by the director overseeing the Office of the Permanent Secretary at the Federal Ministry of Health, Teshoma Dafeta, reads further to the 8-year tenure policy of the Federal Public Service, which mandates the compulsory retirement of directors after 8 years in that rank. As provided in the revised Public Service Rules 2021, I am directed to remind you to take necessary action to ensure that all affected officers who have spent 8 years as directors, effective 31st December 2025, are disengaged from service immediately. Asset TV will be back after the short break. Stay tuned.
Mom, 20,000 naira for that video game I told you about.
20,000?
Yeah.
Did your dad just give you money?
Yeah, but I need more for this new release.
My hands are busy. Go ahead, send it yourself. 20,000, okay?
Facial verification. What the?
Forgot to mention, your dad taught me how to set it up in order to avoid a sum of money accidentally.
Come on.
You think you can assault me the way you studied with your dad? You are lucky I'm always sending it. This boy.
With OPay's large transaction shield, your face is the only access. OPay, beyond banking.
Welcome back from the break. The Senate has urged the management of the North Central Development Commission (NCDC) to prioritize investment in agriculture and security in the implementation of its 140 billion naira 2026 budget. Chairman of the Senate Committee on NCDC, Senator Titus Zam, gave the directive when the management of the commission appeared before the committee to defend its 2026 budget estimates at the National Assembly. Addressing journalists after the session, Zam disclosed that the panel considered all the budgetary items and found them relevant to the development needs of the North Central region.
Well, this is a development commission with a specific mandate to develop the North Central region. And development cannot just be in a vacuum. It has to fill certain sectors of the economy. For example, health, education, agriculture, rural roads, and other public infrastructure.
Meanwhile, drama unfolded shortly after the budget defense session as the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduogan, reportedly confronted the office of the committee chair over the scheduling of the meeting in her absence. The session, which was slated for 10 a.m., concluded shortly after 11 a.m., while the senator was said to have arrived at about noon, expressing displeasure that the exercise had ended before her arrival. The West African Examination Council has launched its digital certificate service system, known as WAEC DigiCert, across its 5 member countries: Nigeria, Ghana, the Gambia, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. The announcement was contained in a statement issued on Monday and signed by the head of public affairs at WAEC headquarters, Accra, Ghana, Dimanos Ojijogo, on behalf of the registrar. WAEC said that the digital certificate service platform is a mobile and web-based application that provides enormous benefits to the various stakeholders, explaining that it offers simple features that enable users to access, request, confirm, or share digital forms of the original certificates. According to the council, candidates can also recover lost WAEC examination numbers through the system. It assures stakeholders that the system is reliable, the authenticity of the certificates is guaranteed, and the cost benefits to users cannot be overstated. The council disclosed that following a successful pilot in Nigeria, WAEC DigiCert received positive feedback from candidates and educational institutions worldwide. Madrid's Kylian Mbappe has emerged as the standout marksman of the league phase, scoring an impressive 13 goals, putting him firmly ahead of competitors. The French forward's tally is 5 goals more than the second-placed Harry Kane, demonstrating his lethal finishing and consistent threat in front of the goal. Mbappe's early season exploits have drawn comparisons to last season, where the joint top scorers Rufai and Guirassy finished the campaign with 13 goals each. Remarkably, Mbappe has already surpassed that total well before the end of the league phase, signaling that he could exceed his previous personal best if he maintains this form. His goal-scoring spree has been pivotal to Real Madrid's attacking strategy, known for his exceptional pace, technical skill, and clinical finishing. Mbappe has scored in a variety of ways, from precise long-range strikes to opportunistic tap-ins inside the box. His movement of the ball, ability to create space, and composure under pressure have made him nearly impossible for defenders to contain. And that's the size of our package at this hour. Do follow us on all our social media handles. On behalf of the news crew, I'm Emanuela Akwaya.